I would like to welcome Melissa and Katheryne from Unite for Her, if you want to take it away from here.
Well, thank you so much, Bianca, for having us here. And ladies, thank you for welcoming us. Again, my name is Melissa Christie, and I am the Senior Wellness Manager, Program Manager for Unite for Her. And I also have my colleague, Katheryne, here. Katheryne, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Katheryne Romero, and I also work for Unite for Her. I am the bilingual culinary dietitian, also the Latino liaison.
Wonderful. And we just wanted to share a little presentation, want this to be, informal, just to really give information about what Unite for Her is all about. So I do have a presentation. I do want to just start out with saying that Unite for Her, we are a nonprofit organization that supports women and men with breast cancer and also women with ovarian cancer. We have been an organization for 13 years. September made 13 years that we celebrated. And our founder and CEO, Sue Weldon, she is a 19-year cancer survivor. So Unite for Her was birthed through her actual experience. She is an amazing, amazing woman. And through her own personal experience, she birthed Unite for Her. So I'm going to try to share my screen and just, is this better?
Perfect, yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so it does have a little video that it's going to play as well, but this is the presentation, and then I'll go through the slides after the video. So let's see. Okay.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in April of 2019, so around this time, and I woke up this morning. When you're diagnosed with cancer, you are given a multitude of doctors, more than you ever actually want to talk to, that are there to treat you with medicine. But what Unite for Her did for me was really change my mindset and help me understand how I could help heal myself. So you get the conventional medicine, but the things that Unite for Her provides is an amazing passport. There's about $2,000 worth of goods and services that Unite for Her allows us to have.
My whole family benefits from the CSA and the gym memberships.
The complementary treatments really do treat that, that same quote, what's behind you, get up, dress up, show up. Unite for Her, it treats your soul so that you can keep going and you can keep going with courage. And it's like one big giant hug. And I have to say, I've never met so many positive people than the staff of Unite for Her. They are just the most positive people ever. And when you're going through something difficult like this, that's exactly what you need around you.
I have never received anything like that in my life. And I walked out with my giant box of veggies. I called my mom right away, told her about everything. And it really was just a fun day. And it was something to look forward to.
Unite for Her focuses on our minds and our spirits. And for that, I will always be eternally grateful.
As well, working full time and still no evidence of disease. After 2 years, metastatic. So I love Unite for Her.
Great. So that's the video, and I'm just going to go back there. So Unite for Her, we are a very close-knit type of organization. So like even at all the people that you see here throughout the video, throughout the presentation are our members. Like we're not using stock photos because, we want to showcase our members and how important they are to us. So you'll see them and we'll talk a little bit more about them. But our mission here at Unite for Her is to enrich the health and well-being of those diagnosed with breast and ovarian cancer. And we do this by funding and delivering these integrative therapies. So really what we're trying to do is, we know that when someone is diagnosed, they are certainly going to be treated by medical professionals, but we want to come in and then complement those services that they were receiving medically, and the treatments. We want to complement them with integrative services such as therapies, such as whole food nutrition and fitness. And there really is kind of no catch to our program. The only criteria to being part of our program is what you can read here. It says being diagnosed within 18 months of your diagnosis. So we know when the pandemic came around, we know that some people weren't able to get to the hospitals, right? We know that, we were quarantined and things like that. So we had to put in place a parameter to make sure that we were still reaching as many people as we could. So 18 months is kind of that time frame that if you know someone who has been diagnosed within that 18 months time frame, then they pretty much automatically qualify for our program, knowing if they have breast or ovarian cancer. Now, if someone is diagnosed and living with metastatic breast cancer or recurrent ovarian cancer, that means that the cancer has spread throughout their body and there is no known cure or just one final treatment for it. So with that being said, someone with those two forms of cancer can join our program at any time. Okay. What we do is, prior to the pandemic, we would really be supported by hospitals. We would go into hospitals, work with the nurse navigators and the social workers and the physicians at the hospital to share this program with their patients right there at the hospital. And then 2020 came around and the pandemic hit. And of course, everything came to a screeching halt and we were not able to go into the hospitals anymore to deliver this service. But we knew that cancer and the diagnosis did not stop. So we knew that we had to be creative and find a way to continue to share our services with people. So what we started doing is we started mailing and delivering our care package to our participants and our members. And I'm just going to back up just to show. So this picture here is just a sample of our care package. And I will say, like, the contents inside are wonderful, wonderful contents, but it's really more than what's on the inside. It's what our program is able to offer. And our program offers, you heard it said in the video, each member gets a passport, which I'll show you next. But this passport of services allows $2,000 worth of services and education that one could use while on our program. And our program is completely funded. So there's no cost to our members to be on. And that's where people say, well, what's the catch? There really is no catch. The catch is we want to help. We want to help our members thrive and survive through this stage of cancer. So as I mentioned, the Wellness Passport will allow one to get $2,000 worth of services, integrative therapies, nutrition services, and fitness services as well, along with educational content. You will have one would have a year to use this passport, and you can see right here in this video, this small pink passport is really what we're talking about when we talk about that. Now, again, the only difference is if someone is living with metastatic or recurrent disease, they are able to renew this passport every 6 months. So we like to say that we are by their side continuously for as long as they need our services. We will find a way to fund these services for those who are living with metastatic breast cancer or ovarian, recurrent ovarian. So this is a snapshot of what the passport looks like. On the left, you'll see the outside of the passport, and on the right is the inside of the passport. And I'll just quickly start with the right-hand side. So you'll see that we offer integrative services broken out into 3 different areas. We have the therapies of acupuncture and oncology massage, Reiki, yoga, and professional counseling and sexual health counseling. We also offer nutrition services, which Katheryne will talk a little bit more about, and we also offer fitness. So where you see this on the side, these numbers 1 through 10, this is our creative way of saying, we call this a wellness passport. So we know that when one is traveling out of the country, one has a passport, and that's how they, travel through from country to country. So we call this our wellness passport. We like to say it's our individual members' self-care plan, and they can quote unquote travel to the different services that are available to them. And that's why we have these 10 passport squares. So as they are using the passport squares, they would get it stamped, so to speak, or marked off to let them know that they used it. So when we are providing this program to our members, there's no right or one way to use this program. Everyone can use it the way that they see fit. We're not here to say that one has to use all of the integrative therapies, one has to use acupuncture or has to use massage. We very much encourage them to use what is going to speak to them and what is going to help them heal and restore themselves. So if someone decides to use Reiki for all 10 of their passport squares, they are certainly welcome to do that. And we will just facilitate how they use the passport if they need our help, but we don't dictate how they have to use it. Some of the great nutrition options are there, and you can see that they have a different designation for the number of passport squares that they could use. And again, we know that right now, the cost of food for everyone is just ridiculous, right? There's so much food insecurity. And we want to make sure that as Unite for Her, a nonprofit organization, we are providing these resources for food. That's why we have these whole food nutrition options with our registered dietitians can share with our members. And we have a food is medicine type of philosophy. And we want them to know that we are here to help should they need food, because we know how important whole food nutrition is during a cancer diagnosis. Katheryne, and if you wanted to say anything more about the nutrition, you're welcome to at this point.
Sure. So, yeah, like Melissa was saying, the grocery gift cards are definitely a really good and one of our most popular items, I guess, especially with everything being so expensive right now. We also offer that CSA option. And then if they're local, but if it's someone that is on the national program, it's through Farm Box. So they can get a box of vegetables delivered to their house for 6 weeks, and that only uses 2 squares from their passport. And then, sometimes with members, they might be going through their treatment, they're not feeling well. Overall, I feel like even healthy individuals can have a hard time cooking, like making the time for it. So, with our population, it can be extra, hard to cook at times. So that's why we also offer Sunbasket meals, which is kind of like a HelloFresh, or I think there's another one called Plated, where they just send you everything kind of pre-packed, and all you have to do is do maybe like a little bit of chopping, and then you just put it all together and you have a really nice recipe. So it's just depending on their needs and how, what works best for them at that time. And that's why it's such a great service, as well as, I'm a registered dietitian. We have other 3 dietitians on the team, and we provide like a nutrition counseling, and that is unlimited. It doesn't use any of the squares from their passport, and they will always have access to us to help manage with the symptoms, nausea, vomiting, all of that. And yeah, that's the nutrition part.
Yeah, perfect. And one more thing about the nutrition is that, again, like I said, we're not here, our dietitians are not here to say that one has to be vegan or vegetarian or, pescatarian or anything like that. We're not restrictive, nor are we here to provide someone with a meal plan, really. Our goal is to really provide resources and to provide help, because we know that vegetables and herbs and spices really are medicinal. Like they can help with, nausea, they can help with hot flashes, they can help with swelling and lymphedema and things like that. So we're trying to use this as a very organic and holistic way of using food as medicine. So we know that, every now and then we all love to have things that may quote unquote not be good for us. We like our ice cream and we like our chips and things like that. So we're not going to tell you, you can't have that. we are really just going to try to educate you how you can put more of the whole foods in front of you in a daily type of, setting. But we're not going to say you can't do this or you can't do that. So that's very important to know. And as Katheryne said, our team of 4 registered dietitians, I can't say enough about them. They are like fabulous because they are able to, like I said, compliment and talk to you about the things that are going to help one with their side effects and the symptoms that they may be experiencing through the treatment. So it does not use any of the inside squares, as Katheryne mentioned, any of these squares 1 through 10, if you want to have a 30-minute nutrition consultation with any of our dietitians. And that leads me to this back part of the passport where it says an all access pass. Everything that's on this backside, which you can read through, means that they can use these services without using any of their passport squares, and they can use it after the year, even if they've used all 10 of their passport squares. So that's very important for our members to realize, because we do want to be by their side and we do want to continuously be able to provide them with services. And one last thing I'll say about the passport is when our members are using the services like acupuncture or massage, Reiki, yoga, and counseling, all of our providers are vetted in, and they are first and foremost oncology trained, because we want them to realize the population of the members who they are working with, and we want to have a quality care. And again, this is really how I was introduced to Bianca, because she was referred to us to be a provider of Reiki and yoga for us. And we're really excited to have her because as you'll see later in the presentation, strategically, we are trying to reach out to our communities of color so that we can share this information. Yes, and I see the applause there for Bianca, and I agree there. We are trying to strategically reach out to our Black and Brown communities and our Spanish-speaking populations in order to share this information and let them know that this information is there for them. So again, we are so thrilled to have Bianca as part of our staff now as well, to be a provider for Unite for Her. And again, this just goes into more detail about all the services that are offered by using the passport. Food is medicine, as I talked about. These are some of the services that they're able to get. The $75 grocery gift card, that is using 1 square, one can attain a $75 grocery gift card. And who couldn't use help in purchasing groceries right now? We have live cooking classes, which are awesome, just like we're on Zoom right now. Once they go on Zoom, our registered dietitians host a cooking class, and it's really fun. It's not only fun, it really has become somewhat of a support group for our members too, because it's a nice and an easy way to talk to others and to get that information. As Katheryne mentioned, 2 of our services that are used most are that grocery the grocery gift card, the $75 grocery gift card, because again, we know that food insecurity right now is so very high right now, and we want to be able to provide those services. But if you're looking at this pie chart, you kind of see where most of the services are used, and it is with the CSA. So if you are not familiar with the CSA, what that is, we work with Lancaster Farm Fresh, and Lancaster Farm Fresh is like a co-op, and it has slightly over 100 different farms under their umbrella. So members on our local program, and when I say our local program, we mean southeastern Pennsylvania, the northern part of New Jersey, and then the southern part of Delaware. That's our local program. If anyone is interested in using CSA for our local program, they're getting fresh, organic, local vegetables once a week for 6 weeks, and that utilizes 2 squares. That's so important because, again, if you go into the grocery store right now and try to buy organic vegetables, I mean, you're going to come out of there with a bag of vegetables that you're paying probably no less than $50 for, right? So once a week for 6 weeks on our program, they're getting this beautiful supply of vegetables, local and organic. Now, Katheryne mentioned that it was delivered to you, and on our national program, our national is anyone that is on our program outside of, like I said, Pennsylvania and Delaware, and New Jersey. Those folks in any other country, any other state, they will get the vegetables shipped to them. Now, the only difference is those vegetables through RX Direct, they are not organic vegetables, but they are local vegetables to the area. So they get them shipped directly to them. On our local program, again, in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, what we would do is we have a program which you put it in your zip code, and usually there's a pickup location between like 3 to 5 miles of your zip code so that you can go weekly and pick up your produce. Now, if someone has transportation issues, or if there is something that's further that they're unable to get to, we can have that delivered to them. So we don't want to leave anybody out with these vegetables because, again, we know how important that is. So we just kindly connect them with our RD staff, and we get that taken care of for them. And this is just a picture, a visual of what the weekly farm box looks like. So within each box, they get a variety of vegetables, probably 4 to 5 different kinds of vegetables. And the good thing about this is it really challenges you to explore using different vegetables, because we are creatures of habit, and we use sometimes the same vegetables like potatoes or sweet potatoes or, green beans or things like this. Well, with the farm share, you're getting vegetables that you may not have heard of before, but that's where our dietitians come in as well. And so every week they reveal what's in the box, and they talk a little bit about each item and then give you ideas of how to use these items. Again, you can always call them and set up an appointment and talk to them about it. And then one of the things in the care box that is shipped to our members is a cancer fighting kitchen cookbook. And this cookbook is absolutely amazing. And it also shares a lot of recipes with the type of vegetables that you're going to get. So, you'll get regular things like onions and things like that too, but we try to challenge others to kind of think out of the box and use different things because of the nutritional value for that. So the 2 services we have are Lancaster Farm Fresh for the vegetables and the Farm Box Direct. And as Katheryne said, Sunbasket is an actual meal delivery service that if someone wants meals delivered to them, they could use that service as well and get the meals delivered to them. So we have a lot of digital resources, and this video is just showing that, we do the cooking demonstrations, but we know that, since the pandemic that we're trying to get more in person, but there is somewhat a comfort level being able to just do things in the privacy of your own home too. So that's why we do a lot of the digital education. So once a month we have different classes. We have the cooking classes, we have educational series, we have different things that people can learn about the most current topics and ask questions to educate themselves more. So we are very, very, very rich in content for our members. Sorry, I'm trying to forward to the next screen. It may be a little stuck there. There we go. I think I missed one. Okay, there we go. So what our outreach is. So again, I mentioned we've been in function since 2013. And as of now, this slide is slightly outdated and I will have to update that. But as of now, currently, we have been able, since 2009 when we started, we've been able to support more than 13,000 patients, or members as we call them, on our program. And that also equates to more than 92,000 different therapies that our members have been able to use. So when the pandemic hit, as I mentioned, we were able to now change our model where we're not just local, but we're able to take our program across the country. So again, it seems like we all know someone who has been diagnosed with cancer, whether it's a family friend or a close friend, a colleague, a coworker, whoever it may be. Now we are in the position that we can share this information across the nation, and each person who registers for our program, as long as they're diagnosed within that 18-month time frame, or if they're living with metastatic or recurrent ovarian disease, they too will be able to access these services and get $2,000 worth of services completely funded to them without any catch. So this leads us to, you know, one of the important reasons why we're here today, because we do want to educate. We do not deny anyone, obviously, because of their racial background or anything like that. But there are some statistics that are true that relate to us, and we want to educate and to share these statistics. So Katheryne, if you'd like to share this.
Sure. So, yeah, like Melissa said, you know, we are definitely doing a strategic effort to, you know, reach those communities of Black, Brown, and Hispanic population. And, you know, with this information that we have right now, some of the numbers that we're gonna talk about, I guess, you know, we just to see that, you know, we are doing an effort. And I guess my hope would be that with this information, if you see yourself in a position to do something to help with these numbers, or if, like Melissa said, everyone, you know, at this point knows someone that is dealing with breast or ovarian cancer, or just cancer in general, to just let them know of like this program or anything. So so a little bit on racial and ethnic disparities in cancer. So these numbers here show, you know, for Black, it's a 19%, and then for Hispanic and Latino communities, 16% of people based on the U.S. Census Bureau in 2019. So they live below the poverty level line. And this is compared to a 7% of non-Hispanic whites and Asian population. So it's a really big difference. And then, yeah, so if they live under below the poverty level line, then the second number isn't really a surprise that it's also elevated. So 19% of Hispanic and Latinos and 10% of Black were uninsured, compared to 6% of non-Hispanic whites and Asians. Yeah, if you don't have, you know, you're not living above poverty line, or even, you know, at these crazy times, you definitely need to be definitely way over to actually afford, or, you know, have a decent job to help you pay for healthcare. So everything is just like this little cycle that just keeps, you know, going. It's and it's all based on health insurance coverage. And, you know, whenever you have health insurance, you're able to access all of those preventive cares that prevent, you know, to detect a breast cancer when it's already in those advanced stages, where the risk of having greater side effects, or the mortality rate, just continues to increase. So this is a big one. So after this, I think everything just makes a little bit more sense. So in breast cancer in specific, 31% of African American women, they have the highest rate. So 31% is the highest mortality rate in the US among any racial or ethnic group. So this also just, you know, Black women are 41% more likely to die of breast cancer. And it's just, you know, sad, you know, and it all comes. So all of this is based on what I spoke about before. So not being able to have regular mammograms, you know, when, you know, if you're on a stage 1, it's easier to treat than if you're already diagnosed later in life, whenever you feel, you know, maybe like the bump. So it's already a little bit later. If you don't have health insurance, you're definitely, you know, less likely to do this on a regular basis because it's so expensive. And then on Black breast cancer survivors have a 39% higher risk of breast cancer reoccurrence. So for it to happen again after you already, you know, survived, it's just 39% is just, you know, way too much. And then 35%, so Black women under 35, get breast cancer at 2 times, so double the rate of white women. And aside from it being twice as likely, they die 3 times the rate compared to white women. And then next one. And then so then after all of that, you know, there's this 5-year relative female breast cancer survivor rates. So at any stage, this little chart, the first one where it says all stages. So it's comparing between white, Black, American Indian, Asian, Pacific Islander, and Hispanic. So the first one being white, it's a 92% survival rate, which is pretty good. Next to it, 83, so 9% less among Black women. And then the lowest one next to that one is Hispanic women with 88%. So this is just to show how important it is to support anyone that that might not be insured, to kind of bring awareness that breast cancer is one of the leading cancers among all women. So it's important to find a way of resource, another nonprofit that can help with breast cancer screening, and then to just let them know to reach out, even if it's to us. Melissa and I are, we spoke about this before. It's like we even to use us as a resource to jump to another organization, because it's all about connecting, kind of like this group. It's, oh, I know someone that, knows about this, and, or, this person might know someone, and then it's all about connecting. So it's all about just word of mouth. And whenever you meet someone that you can, even if it's just, here's this link of this organization, you don't know where that might take that person, or how it can end up having such a big impact. So that's just one of the main thing that we want to bring awareness with this. And then with our program, with our wellness program, the impact that we've seen is that 93% of patients report a reduced level of stress. 97% agree that Unite for Her made a positive impact on their quality of life with cancer, even if it's just our care box. I think it was Queen's mom, right? That she's like just the box by itself. I've had a lot of members say, oh my God, like I've never gotten a gift like this. And I'm like, well, it's just not the box. It's, everything else that comes with the passport. So it's the little details that, also comes with everyone on our team, and Sue, that, it's all women. So we know, we understand, and we care. And then 80% of patients reported significant improvements on their side effects. 27% of patients reported being able to eliminate or reduce at least one prescribed medication to manage side effects. And this is huge. So just one medication out of your list of 10 or 20 medications makes a really big difference. And it's all because of all of these integrated therapies that, even if I was talking about before about medical insurance, but, integrative therapies are rarely, if ever, covered by medical insurance. So the fact that we offer this supplemental benefit, and they're able to reduce or eliminate just the medication is a really big, it makes it a big of a difference.
Absolutely. And, I can't emphasize that enough to say that the insurance does not cover a lot of things. They're starting to get better. And we do tell and advise our women to really strategically look at their insurance, because if like acupuncture is covered through your insurance, then, don't use your passport for acupuncture so you can get the most of it. But for the most part, in a whole, you're not seeing insurances cover like these services. So that's why we are able to provide this, and we really advocate for this. And also, like, we know that, and I'm just going to pause here, that those are just testimonies, but, in speaking to members on our program, especially in our communities of color, a lot of times, we're proud, and we don't necessarily want to ask for help. We're always super willing to reach out and help others, but sometimes when it comes to ourselves, it's hard to, receive that back. And so that's another reason why we're really trying to educate, because when you're going through a diagnosis like cancer, it is so easy that you're worried about what everybody else is thinking, and how am I going to take care of my family? How am I going to take care of my children? Well, you can't do any of that if you're not taking care of yourself. And so this is why we want to truly, truly promote self-care. And, you know, self-care is one of those words that people think it's just like pampering. And we're here to try to shift that thinking. It's not pampering. It's needed. It's a necessity, right? So like if someone's saying, oh, I'm going to get a massage. Yeah, before it was thought about a massage as a luxury. Well, it's not so much a luxury anymore. It's needed for your body and it's proven for your body. And we want our members to understand this and saying, listen, don't feel bad about using these services. That's what they're here for. We want you to feel better. We want you to be able to enjoy your family more. We want you to be able to be engaged with your family more. And that's exactly what our program is designed to do. Like I said, you're going to have those medical services and those medical treatments that one has to go through, but we want to provide these other services a complement to make your life more fulfilling. We often say that cancer, being diagnosed with cancer in the medical world, the medical professionals are treating cancer, the diagnosis, right? And then Unite for Her comes in and treats the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. And that's our goal here. And so here you'll just see some, you know, from some testimonials, some quotes from some of our members here. And it's nice because these members, we've kind of handpicked these testimonials because they are from women of color that are on our program. And you can see here, this one on the right is even from a gentleman, Craig, and he is a man of color that's on our program as well, because these services are so very valuable. And then this page is just showing like all of the partnerships that we have. So we work a lot with a lot of hospitals, but one does not have to come to us from any particular hospital. We are trying to reach out to nonprofits, to just any organization, to community groups, to churches, to sororities, to anyone that wants to know more about our, you know, our program. We are so willing to share this information so that we can spread that word. So, you know, and now we can even add, you know, your group on here because we just are looking forward to just adding more and educating more so that we can just get this word out. And that's pretty much what Unite for Her is for. We're here to serve you mind, body, and spirit. And we just really are thankful for you allowing us to have this time. I'm going to stop sharing the screen to just let you know what it's about. And like I said, you know, our communities are big. And we want to share this with our communities. And so if you do ever know of anyone who could use our resources, we can certainly share our flyers. You guys have our website, but anything that we can do to just share these resources within our communities, we are so willing to do so. And that's it. So if there's any questions, oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Yes, everyone, round of applause, truly.
Yay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.